the hidden cost of the internet. Hello everyone. You are on the Digital Fresh channel. Why the web's environmental impact matters now more than ever. The internet has become a huge part of our daily lives, but many people don't realize how much it affects the environment. From massive data centers to artificial intelligence and satellites orbiting Earth, the digital world uses energy and resources in ways that are not always obvious. Understanding this impact is more important than ever as we continue to rely on technology for communication, work, entertainment, and even basic services like healthcare and banking. At first glance, the internet might seem invisible, something we use without touching or seeing. But behind every video call, online search, or cloud storage upload lies a complex system of physical infrastructure. This includes undersea cables, wireless towers, servers, and devices made from rare materials. All of these components require energy, water, and raw materials to build and operate. One way to think about the internet's environmental footprint is to compare it to the water cycle. Just as water moves through different stages and carries traces of where it has been, the internet operates through a network of constantly shifting data. Every time someone connects online, they are tapping into this invisible but powerful stream of information and energy use. In the past, the internet's environmental cost was relatively low compared to other industries. However, over the last 10 years, this has changed rapidly. The rise of streaming platforms, smart homes, and AI tools has led to an explosion in data consumption. As a result, the energy needed to support all of this activity has grown significantly. To understand the full picture, it helps to break down what the internet really means. In simple terms, it is a global network made up of computers, phones, routers, fiber optic cables, and radio signals. These elements work together to move information across the world in seconds. This system falls under a broader category called Information and Communication Technology, ICT, which also includes older technologies like radio and television. According to recent research, the ICT industry contributes about 3.6% of the world's total carbon dioxide emissions. Experts warn that this number could rise as billions more people gain access to the internet, especially in developing countries. Building new networks, manufacturing devices, and setting up data centers all add to this growing environmental burden. A major part of the problem comes from the supply chain. Making smartphones, laptops, and other tech gadgets requires mining for rare metals, producing microchips, and transporting goods around the globe. For example, one large electronics company reported that nearly all of its water use comes from suppliers rather than its own factories. Despite these challenges, there are opportunities for improvement. Some experts believe that better policies and smarter technology can help reduce the internet's environmental harm. One idea is that telecom rules should be considered part of climate policy since so many industries depend on digital communication. Studies suggest that using advanced communication tools wisely could cut global greenhouse gas emissions by almost 20%. This shows how powerful the internet can be when used in a sustainable way. It also highlights the need for decision makers to pay attention to the environmental side of digital systems. When it comes to connecting to the internet at home, not all options are equal in terms of energy use. Let's explore the most common types of internet connections and their environmental effects. Fiber optic internet is widely regarded as the most eco-friendly option. It uses thin strands of glass to transmit data with very little power. Once installed, these cables can last for decades, making them a long-term investment in both cost savings and environmental protection. Research shows that fiber networks produce far fewer emissions during operation compared to older cable systems. Cable internet, which relies on copper wires, uses more electricity than fiber. This is because copper cables lose signal strength over distance, requiring powered boosters to maintain performance. Digital subscriber line, DSL, service, which uses telephone lines, is even less efficient. Many companies are phasing out DSL due to its high energy use and limited speed capabilities. Wireless technologies like 5G mobile internet offer flexibility, especially in remote areas. However, they tend to consume more energy per unit of data transmitted. Cell towers often run on diesel generators, adding to air pollution and carbon emissions. Researchers have found that rural users typically use more energy than city dwellers due to weaker signal strength and longer transmission distances. Satellite internet has opened new possibilities for connecting hard-to-reach locations. Low Earth orbit (LEO) satellites provide faster speeds than traditional geostationary satellites, but they come with a significant environmental cost. Launching thousands of satellites into space creates rocket emissions and increases the risk of space debris. Studies show that LEO satellite systems produce much higher emissions per user than ground-based broadband. Data centers are another key factor in the Internet's environmental footprint. These facilities house servers that store and process vast amounts of information. While their energy and water use has remained somewhat stable in recent years, the growth of artificial intelligence is changing the equation. AI-powered services, such as voice assistants, recommendation engines, and content generation tools, require immense computing power. Training large language models can use as much water as hundreds of thousands of households. Cooling these servers is especially resource-intensive, with some tech giants reporting water consumption levels close to major beverage companies. Experts predict that by 2028, AI-related server usage will account for over 90% of total data center energy consumption in the United States. This shift raises concerns about sustainability, especially in regions facing water shortages or relying on fossil fuels for electricity. There are potential solutions to address these issues. Placing data centers in cooler climates can reduce cooling needs. Distributing workloads across multiple locations allows companies to take advantage of renewable energy sources and lower water demand. Transparency is also crucial. Big tech firms should openly share details about their energy and water use to promote accountability. Regulation plays an important role in guiding the industry toward greener practices. While some companies claim to offset their emissions or restore water supplies, critics argue that these measures don't fully solve the problem. Instead, the focus should be on improving efficiency and reducing overall consumption. As more people around the world gain internet access, the challenge of balancing connectivity with sustainability will only grow. Governments, businesses, and individuals all have a role to play in shaping a future where technology supports both human progress and environmental health. In conclusion, the Internet's environmental impact cannot be ignored. From manufacturing devices to powering networks and running AI models, each step in the digital process has consequences. By choosing energy-efficient connection methods, supporting transparency, and advocating for responsible policies, users can help make the Internet a cleaner, more sustainable space for generations to come. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell.